Hey everybody, I'm Super Train Station H. I'm an autistic gamer and writer, and today we are playing some more Pokemon. Hey, it took a second for for everything to load in there. I love that. We're playing more Pokemon today. Last week we had a mystery movie that some of you were around for, and hey, Kalaka Boy is saying, "God, gorgeous, happy Saturday." Hey there, Kalaka Boy. Yeah, I don't know if you were in the Standing Guard in the Silent Squad or not, but last week we had a mystery movie, that I think is a very uplifting and enjoyable movie, though it is not always the happiest. It has its dark moments, as in 90% of the movie, but it has it has a hopeful message overall, and I thought it would have been good. It was something. So how about I set the timer for 15 minutes and we will get started. Hey, I cannot believe that we're going to play about 15 minutes of Pokemon Pinball and then move on to Pokemon Red. We're about halfway through Mount Moon at this point. We would be further through, but it turns out that, yeah, let's start with the blue table. I usually start with the red one. Let's start with the blue one this time. But it turns out that, what was I saying? I was saying something about, Mount Moon. Yeah, because I've been grinding my, sort of spending time to level up, go back to Pewter City and buy some supplies. Okay. Oh, awesome, Kalaka Boy, so you did get to see it. What'd you think of the movie? Just out of curiosity. I know, the chatters we did have in there at the time were kind of, they weren't quite expecting it to be the movie that it was, but they ended up enjoying it anyway. Yeah, I cut the movie out of the YouTube version of it, but for the Twitch version of it, I am kind of surprised I didn't have any copyright problems. Alright. You know, I've caught so many Bellsprouts. Okay. And yeah, I am back in swing from that sort of disruption I was talking about. I probably seemed a bit out of sorts because something happened earlier that day in another streamer's chat, but I've recovered from that, and everything's good. And I'm even consuming their non-live content by them because I have a lot of lessons and tutorials and stuff I've been watching and listening to for years, which made it kind of awkward for the first interaction I had with them live. Well, actually not the first interaction I did, but the first interaction I had them in a live broadcast setting to go so poorly. But the good news is I think I'm an absolute nobody to them, and alright, so how about I forgot to take the battery out of the cartridge, and I guess you have to keep manually turning the battery back off. The battery, I'm talking about the battery out the cartridge. I'm playing this, for those who are new to my stream, I'm playing this on an actual Game Boy Color cartridge. And I do have a AAA battery in there to operate the rumble feature, which I'm not using because I'm using the analog dock to play the game and run it straight through to my capture card, and I'm playing with the 8-bit DOS Super NES pad. Now, Kalaka Boy is saying they enjoyed it. The ending was sad. Definitely not a Disney film. Was surprised to see roadkill and blood in a children's animated feature. Oh, you could argue to what extent it was specifically for children. Yeah, definitely on the edge of what you might consider something for, you know, maybe teens and older. I mean, and there's like PG level swearing back when PG actually meant something. Back when, oh my gosh, like Disney released a PG rated movie and it was actually kind of a shocking thing. I think that was The Black Hole. It was one of Disney's first PG movies. And I never saw it, I just know it because it was sort of famous for being one of Disney's earlier PG rated movies. Well, the thing is, Azurest, I know for sure, it's just not, there's no way that the creators of that film are worried about going viral Oh yeah, they might want to be noticed and go viral. I don't think they put that much thought into it. I just think it's not a movie that the rights holders are concerned with strictly enforcing. It's kind of it's an underground movie somewhat, especially from a US perspective because it is a UK production. I already know what my next movie's going to be. I already know what my next movie's going to be. Yeah, and Clackaboy's saying it's basically a tale of how humans can affect animals' lives. That's one aspect of it. And I'd say also I feel it's kind of like analogous, you know, to the story of the Exodus from Egypt in the Old Testament, where they, you know, left their homeland, you know, due to things, or left where they were at, and entered the unknown with no guaranteed of certainty, but, you know, they just held fast and survived as best they knew how, to the extent that they were able to control, and what was out of their control, they just, you know, just prayed and hung on tight, and they survived. Yeah, a lot of people worked on that movie. Now, Clackaboy, there was I don't know if you saw me mention this. I don't know if I mentioned this, but there is a remake of Watership Down, which is what we're talking about. There's a remake of Watership Down that is on Netflix, and John Boyega actually voiced Bigwig. John Boyega being the only voice I'm really familiar with, and actually, the Watership Down remake is really the first thing, the only thing I've seen of John Boyega's outside of Disney Star Wars, which is kind of sad because I know John Boyega is definitely more talented than Disney Star Wars allowed him to exhibit. You know, they completely wasted him in those movies, but that's not what I'm going to get into right now. You know, oh my goodness, I want to get into the upper area with the shoulders. That's where I need to be. Yeah, there we go. Hey, a Vulpix! Nice! That's an adorable sprite, too. Okay. Alright. Okay, we almost... I would say it's worth watching. Because it's a series and not a single movie, they have a little more time to spend on things that they left out of the movie, because it's an adaptation of a book. Now, if you really like Watership Down, there's an animated television series that I think only really aired in the UK, but it starts off as a pretty faithful adaptation of the books, and over time it just sort of it diverges from the books in some interesting ways, and by the grand finale of the series, it just goes full Redwall, where it's like, what am I even watching here? Which is kind of ironic, because Redwall was kind of inspired by Watership Down. But I have not actually read any of the Redwall books. I have a copy of Mossflower that my dear friend lent to me about 5 or 6 years ago, and I feel terrible. And Azrael is saying, is it creepy looking CGI? I wouldn't say it's creepy looking CGI. It's not trying to be photorealistic, but it's not trying to be, oh, Pixar. It's not trying to be photorealistic. Like, the Netflix Watership Down series is kind of like, it is sort of, it has this certain grit to it. Hold on. I'm just going to remove the battery from the game cartridge. There we go. Hold on. Yeah, because it's annoying when it's buzzing on the table that's next to my streaming PC. Okay. There we go. That's more like it. It's not super realistic. I would say that the CG in the new CG Watership Down is kind of gritty and unpolished, in the same way that the hand-drawn cell animation and the 1970s version of Watership Down is gritty and unpolished. Now, I would say that the version like the 70s version is gonna hold up better, but it's kind of one of those things where it doesn't look great, but if you really think about it, neither did the cell animated 70s version. It's one of those things where I think it doesn't look super polished, but I also think, I mean, it looks unpolished in ways that were partially intentional, but the nature of the CG is like, it's of a slightly stilted nature, I'd say. But it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, either it's gonna look like this or they're not getting this production made, because Watership Down is probably on the very edge of being viable enough in terms of a IP to even support an attempt to make a mainstream media adaptation of it. So, yeah, I'd say it's worth a watch. I would say the television series is probably holds up better than the CG series will in specific ways. It's all three versions are good. The 70s version, I think the TV version was in the mid-90s, and the Netflix version was only in like 2017. And Clackaboy is saying they're excited to announce that Tiana's Bio Adventure is officially open at Disneyland. They'll be writing it this coming Wednesday. They'll let me know what they think. Okay, that's what Clackaboy in chat's saying. You know, it's fascinating to me, because the whole rebranding of the Splash Mountain rides into Tiana's Bio Adventure was kind of done preemptively in response to the backlash and the controversial nature of the Song of the South film with, how do I put this? Like, Splash Mountain was based on the animated black folklore adaptation segments of the Song of the South movie. And really, I think what was considered controversial or harmful about Disney's Song of the South movie was the live action portions. I never really heard anyone, I never heard anyone of color that understood the context of the source material for the folklore, the animated folklore segments, get offended by the Brer Rabbit stuff. So for Disney to erase, I don't see, just saying things like to wipe the, to exude, to exorcise from the ride the black folk, the Disney adaptation of a white writer's interpretation of black folklore told to him by the enslaved. You know, I mean, ideally you'd like the people who held and told this folklore to be able to write it themselves, but that was literally illegal for them to know to read and write at the time. And the fact that a well-to-do white person was even willing to listen to these people's stories and learn about and record them, even if their motivations or their overall beliefs could probably be examined through a fiercely critical lens, and rightfully so. But so now, like, Disney painted themselves into this awful corner where, okay, they get rid of the black folklore elements of Song in the South from Splash Mountain because they want to avoid controversy in terms of, the Song of the South movie having, racist context and connotations. So they wipe this black folklore from the movie, this Disney adaptation of a white writer's adaptation of black folklore from the movie. And, I mean, from the ride. And the only black-led animated IP Disney has to retheme the ride after is The Princess and the Frog, which, like, was already kind of questionable to the extent that there's this certain trend in animated movies, many of which were developed or published by Disney, where you'll have a black main character or a black cast where very early on in the movie, they get transformed into some kind of creature that is some kind of animal or ghost or robot or something stupid like that, and the majority of the movie is about them getting like restored to their original human form, which is the happy ending of the movie. So you get to have a black lead, but don't have to actually depict black characters on screen. And it's kind of like, hey, I love metamorphosis, transformation, shape-shifting, and to pull back the curtain a bit, I am not actually a rabbit-eared dog man. I am a very black human, living in Redemption Center 1 Earth. So so as someone who likes metamorphosis, even I am kind of critical of like, okay, why? And I went to go see The Princess and the Frog. I'm one of the few who did. And another thing about The Princess and the Frog specifically is that I don't think Disney wanted to sabotage that movie because it had black leads. I think Disney did not support the promotion of the movie. They did not support it with advertising in the way they should have. They did not position it in their release schedule for that year the way they should have. And I think they had a specific interest in not wanting The Princess and the Frog to be a hit because it was their first fully cel-animated, hand-animated film since Home on the Range in like 2002, I think. And if Princess and the Frog was a smash hit, it would have put pressure on them with their shareholders to make more expensive, labor-intensive CG animated films. And so I think Disney did everything they could to reduce that movie's chances of being a hit while being able to plausibly deny intentionally doing so. So now they need a Disney animated film with black leads to replace the Disney adaptation of a 19th century white man's adaptation of black folklore. When if Disney had any amount of courage, I think what they should have done is they should have worked with some black American historians and folklore experts and artists to create an adaptation of the Brer Rabbit lore, that being American lore based on stories taken out of Africa by the enslaved as they were kidnapped and passed on, and got adapted to the Brer Rabbit stories as we know them in North America. Work with black American historians and folklore experts. I have to take the cartridge out. I guess I don't know. It didn't load right. And make a Disney animated, make a new version of a Disney animated adaptation of the Brer Rabbit lore, divorced from the baggage of the Song of the South film, and redo Splash Mountain mostly based on that. But they don't have the courage to do that. They wanted a quick and easy solution so that they could do their performative political correctness. And I'm not saying that the Song of the South movie wasn't messed up, didn't have messed up aspects of it, but Disney painted themselves into a corner and came up with, I think, the worst possible solution they could have. And all I could hope is that the people who ride the new version of the ride, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, enjoy it and it becomes something that people can enjoy. But if Disney wanted to erase or alleviate themselves of the enduring controversy of that film, they certainly did not do so. Yeah, but with the solution they came up with. So here we are in Mountain Moon. So we've got our team here. We're raising. I'm raising a Spearow. I've got a Pikachu, a Jigglypuff. I'm gonna be raising Pikachu and Jigglypuff. I don't know. This team might end up. I don't know if I'll be keeping Spearow. We'll see. We'll make cuts down the line. I think Okay, this is the guy that tells you about Team Rocket. Alright, I just want to make sure we already explored that area. Alright, so we've fought this, we've captured one of these guys already. But let's see, how many Pokeballs do we have? We have one Pokeball left. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about, shinies or anything, which are, starting with the second generation of Pokemon, Pokemon Gold and Silver, they introduced the idea of shiny Pokemon, which are Pokemon that will be of a unique color, and they're very rare to come across. They're kind of like a Pokemon in, parallel to albinism. So oh my goodness, every several steps, I don't know how to have any repels. I don't have any repels, so. Yeah, why give us, wait, do I have like one repel that I found at a ball or something? Azurest is saying, whoa, you cut Disney a new one with compassion. And Clackaboy saying at the end of the day, that it's the first time there's a Disney attraction with positive black representation. That's a big plus, they think. Well, yeah, I mean, you could argue, like, so Clackaboy, out of curiosity, how familiar are you with the Brer Rabbit folklore outside of the context of Song of the South? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm not saying you should have. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just curious, so I just have an understanding of your background familiarity with that. And Azure's saying, are you a writer? Yeah, it's saying that I cut Disney a new one with compassion. Well, speaking of cutting a new one with compassion, I have just earlier today, finished my, I guess my scripts. I finished writing the rough drafts of my scripts for the videos I'm going to make about the National Council on Severe Autism. I know I did a review, I guess, or just a sort of a watch-along, sort of quick and dirty live, live sort of commentary on it. I might as well. Now Nazure's saying, no, you are a writer. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm just glancing at chat out the corner of my vision, so I saw it as, are you a writer? Like asking sardonically, like, oh, am I a writer? You know, yeah, a total of 20 scripts, and I'm really thinking. Yeah, and Clackaboy saying they're only familiar with the fact that the Uncle Remus stories were interpreted by a white author, so Song of the South is based on that white author's version. Yeah, I've got a lot of layers of filtration as well. Ironically, how about this? It's like, not to talk about, racism more. Well, actually, I guess, yeah. It's like you have these layers of, I guess, varying degrees of plausible deniability. For instance, like with Heart of Darkness. I believe Heart of Darkness is a story being told by someone who was a sailor earlier in life, and on board the ship they were sailing on had someone else tell them about the time they went into the Belgian Congo. Reliet saying they got stuck on Mount Moon for an entire month as a kid. Yeah, that's a realistic scenario. This is when you have these rooms that look very similar to each other. Now, technically I've been in Mount Moon for this is my 3rd week on Mount Moon technically, Reliet. So, 3 weeks, a month, we're cutting it kind of close. But, wait, I did not think. Okay, rare candy, antidote, potion, okay. Yeah, you know where I got stuck, Reliet? Where I got stuck was in the Seafoam Islands. I was in there for like a week, and I was actually convinced that, okay, I've explored this cave, and I have to go to Fuchsia City next, so I left out the way I came, flew to Pallet Town, and then just surfed south. It did not occur to me that there was there was another end. There was like an exit to Seafoam Island Cave. We're playing a big job here. Get lost, kid. Yeah, so like in Heart of Darkness, through these multiple narrators, you have this certain these varying degrees of plausible deniability by the author as to what extent they agree with that, and then Disney kind of has that with the Song of the South derived depictions of black folklore that were featured in Splash Mountain. So yeah, these Team Rocket agents have some stronger Pokemon, but they don't know. Now I'm concerned mainly about them. Does I forgot which one drops defense. Is it Leer or I think Leer drops attack. No, Leer does do offense. Okay, I totally forgot. Yeah, so speaking of writing and bringing people to task, I did the initial drafts on my word processor, which I've been working on for a number of months, since the summer, actually. In fact, I was talking about it to people at the autism meet and greet at Anthrocon 2024, and what would I say? I'd say that, hey, nice, we got another level. And I was telling people then, I'm doing these videos about the National Council on Severe Autism. I'm gonna be using my VTuber avatar for it, and it's gonna be, well, let's say, like when I did the video about Buck Angel's interview with the mother of an autistic child early this year, I did that as Human H. This time I'm doing it sort of in character as Lunarian H, but I'll be frequently pulling back the curtain. But I'm going to be a lot more ferocious about it. Let's just say I'm going to be a lot less patient, because I think one misinformed mother with limited perspective giving misinformation about neurodevelopmental disability is far more serious than an actual not-for-profit that's supposed to be an educational resource for neurodevelopmental disability and pushing for and advocating for public policy making that's actually going to affect the lives of disabled people. Especially when you actually start attaching them to bizarre conspiracy theories, but that will be you'll see that in the video. I was thinking, do I want to do my editing process on camera and do some writing streams, because we finally have the proper reading and writing category. We finally do. If you find a fossil, give it to me and scram. And I don't think... Yeah. There we go. Well, let's get out of here. Yeah, let's switch back to Beedrill now that our Spearo's at 11. Alright, there's nothing else down here. We got our item. In fact, let's save before something silly happens. I don't want to level up too much because I don't want to end up cornering myself into needing to use potions. Because... Alright, so we explored down there. Our next path is down here. We already fought this guy. I came down here to show off to... I came down here to show off to girls. I didn't talk to him after the battle because I would have remembered that line. Yeah, keep showing off. Okay. You have another item here. Wow, a moonstone. Holy mess. I did not expect to find that so soon. So right now, we have Jigglypuff that could evolve. The only moonstones in the game are ones you have to find. You have the other stones you get all purchased from Celadon department store later in the game. But Jigglypuff can evolve into Wigglytuff with the moonstone. I don't want to use it on them that soon. But we're raising a Nidoran male. To evolve Nidorino into Nidoking, you also need to use the moonstone. So when to evolve is I think that's something where we will actually be consulting our player's guide to see which of these two Pokemon learn what moves when, because there's some Pokemon where if you evolve them too early, they will miss out on the opportunity to learn certain moves, as we know from the famous example of Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu from the anime. Wild Geodude appeared. Yeah, we're getting out of here. Whoa, you shocked me. Oh, you're just a kid. I think this is the first hiker we've battled. Hiker sent out Geodude. Hikers tend to use, yeah, hikers tend to use... yeah, this is not the ideal matchup. We're gonna switch to literally anyone else. Yeah, literally. Actually, I'm switching to Charmander. I think he's actually gonna be able to do the smoothest job of, no. This is not going to be... Yeah, it's not very effective, but it deals decent damage compared to a lot of the other moves I have at my disposal right now. I do not have any grass or water type Pokemon on my team, which would be the ideal for dealing with a rock type Pokemon. But we're a few levels higher than him. Now, you might notice, so those of you who have seen the first 4 sections of my Pokemon playthrough, they have actually normally been done in category, in the Pokemon category, the Pokemon Red and Blue. This time around, I was like, yeah, this time around, last week, for some reason, I just decided, hey, why don't I stream it under Retro instead of streaming in category? And what I found, Kalaka Boy has redeemed OG Game Boy mode. So for the next 15 minutes, I will be using the... there we go. Yeah, we'll be playing this like we're on an actual DMG 001 Game Boy for the next 15 minutes. I know it's not the easiest thing for everyone to see, but this cabbage green screen, this pea soup screen, is how I played Pokemon back in '98. So, a lot of war memories for me personally with this filter, not for everyone though. Because a lot of people had Game Boy Pockets, which the Game Boy Pocket screen looked a lot more like this, whereas I had the original model Game Boy, which is what you see depicted on screen. Yeah. Actually... yeah, we'll drop their defense with Leer. And... next time... okay, we'll tackle. Oh, that did not work the way I was hoping. Okay. Alright. New plan. Go Jigglypuff. I'm gonna try to put them to sleep. Alright, fortunately as... oh yeah, I forgot! Jigglypuff finally learned... oh. Yeah, Jigglypuff finally learned a damage-dealing move. And Azurus has new prescription glasses so they can see the screen better here, huh? Can you see the screen better than previously? I know... yeah, I don't know, what is it, a 50% chance of... yeah, nice, I got through. Okay, good. Oh, doggone, it immediately woke up. Okay. Nice. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Azurus. If you could actually see what's happening clearly and well, I might... you know what? I might put it up to... I'll make a new option to, like, play in Game Boy Pocket mode. and whichever way it will be, like, you know, people can, you know, fight back and forth over, you know, every 15 minutes I'll put a cooldown. Or I'll allow the... Yeah, I'll do something where people could vote effectively on which mode I'll be using. Because if Azurus can see it well, the screen, then I'm good playing the whole game through like this. Because this is how I played it back in '98. Actually, no, I played it like this, but not even able to see it as well as... Yeah, unfortunately that would take a minute to set up. And it's not like I have a big... No, Kalaka Boy is saying, did I see the video Nintendo put out showcasing their new Donkey Kong Country editions to Super Nintendo World coming to Japan and Florida? I did not see that, but I know on the IGN forums, some clown, I mean, I'm hoping they're a very small child, said like, oh, Nintendo is doing a press conference about their theme park next week. It's the perfect opportunity to reveal the Switch 2. And I'm like... They specifically said in the thing you linked to that they will not be discussing video games. And then after the event, he was all disappointed, like, oh, I can't believe they didn't announce Switch 2. And it's like, you had a better chance of Vanna White randomly knocking on your door with a giant check than Nintendo revealing Switch 2 at the event, because unlike, like Nintendo specifically said, we will not reveal or discuss games here, whereas, hold on. Yeah, Nintendo specifically said they will not be discussing games, whereas Vanna White did not say that she would not come to this person's house and give him a giant check. So, like, a visit from Vanna White was theoretically more plausible. I can't. Alright. My team is, like, so beat up already. Yeah, I really don't... I'll get more excited about theme park stuff when the day comes in which I actually may visit those parks. Like, I know, like, one of the things that I'm most interested in... Yeah, one of the things I'm most interested in as far as Super Nintendo World is trying out the food. I mean, even in, like, the Disney parks, the things I'm most interested about, really, especially in Walt Disney World in Florida, are the food. But I heard even just going to the restaurants inside the parks is, like, you gotta jump through all these hoops and plan months in advance, and it's like, I'm taking a vacation to relax, not to do more work. Bye, Nidoran. Okay. Yeah, I made a choice. I would actually rather go through the rest of this area without Nidoran. There's another one? Oh my gosh. Okay. This is ridiculous. I don't remember... You know what? I probably had a smaller number... Oh, great. We both... had our defense ball. Okay. Okay. Well, hey, at least I actually get to enjoy some proper challenge. We have... Okay. Now we'll send up Beedrill. Can... Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Okay. Yeah, this sucks. We're gonna have to use all the rest of our potions. Yeah. I'm seeing Beedrill as our best chance of getting through this. I mean, Charmander. And, okay. Oh yeah, okay. Alright, we'll just have to chip away, and, okay. If this keeps, we'll win at this rate. We'll win at this rate. Okay. Unless, okay, one more. Wow, nice, it got burned. Okay. This will do it. Hey, Charmander grew to level 14. Wow, shocked again. H got 350. Do I feel like going? I'm interested. I really am. I'm gonna go back to the Pokemon Center. It might take, with all the encounters we're going to face on the way, this might take like 5 minutes to actually get there. Hey, a Paris. You don't see too many of these. Actually, this might be the perfect move. I did not... Doggone, I did not mean to do a critical hit. I didn't mean to... Yeah, that was just some bad luck. I did not expect to knock it out with a single attack. Yeah, all these battles, that's the first Paris we've seen. Yeah, we're gonna have to go all the way back. It's a pain in the butt. Oh well. Alright, just a few more steps. Okay, that could have been an absolute night. I did not expect it to... that could have taken like 5 or 6 minutes, what I just did. It only took a few moments, so that's nice. Dun, 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 dun. I don't remember coming back out of the Pokemon Center so many times, but then again, the first time I played, to be completely honest, I was probably just storming through with an over-leveled Charmander. And easily pounding my way through the game now. All my Pokemon are at the level I would hope them to be at. This is probably... Let's see how much money we've got. 788. And we've got no potions. Yeah, we might as well, because we've got to not only make it through the Mountain Moon Cave, but make it through the couple of trainers afterwards. And if we lose a Pokemon battle, we have to come all the way back to this Pokemon Center, I believe. So we might as well go buy a potion or two. I think we could buy maybe 2 at most. Because walking back here, buying a backup healing item is going to be faster. Another thing we can do, actually, we'll do it at the Pokemon Center when we get back, is I don't plan on using that Moonstone anytime soon. Potion. Yeah. We could buy 2 of these. Yeah, we could buy 2 potions. That's all we get. Get into it before we go through what I believe is the final section of Mount Moon Cave. I'll stop at the Pokemon Center, right at the base of Mount Moon. And I will go in there and deposit the Moonstone, because we only have a limited number of slots in our item list. Yeah, in this game, you actually just have a list of what items you have with you. You can have up to 20, I believe. You can have up to 20 kinds of items, but you could have, like, you could have 30 or... You could have 50 Pokeballs, but that only counts as 1 slot. In Pokemon Gold and Silver, your item list is contextualized in universe as a bag of items, like a backpack, where you actually can put things in different pockets. It's a lot more convenient. Alright. Let's deposit. We're not going to use the HP up for now. We're not going to use TM12 for now. We'll use Rare Candy sometime soon. But we also... I forgot to put in the Moonstone, which is the main reason. TM01 we don't need right now. And our Moonstone. Yeah, we'll do some research on the sort of growth charts for... Okay, it's time for the new Sodor lore reading. Hold on. Let me just silence the... Okay. I gotta go to... For those who do not know about the Sodor lore reading... Yeah, okay. Alright. Yeah, well, hey, can you tell what we're going to read next? For now, we're going to read about the town of Farquhar. The oldest part of the village stands astride the Augsburg-Ulfsted Road in the troubled times of the Regency from 1263 to 1404. And by the way, this is all actual official lore from the world of Thomas the Tank Engine. A fort stood here as an outpost for Ulfsted Castle. Following the island's acceptance of Henry IV as overlord in 1404, the fort fell into disuse, and little remains except the hillock on which it once stood. This is still called the fort, but looking at some of the older houses in the village, it's easy to tell where most of its masonry went. Some was used to repair the church, St. Finian's, which mainly dates from the 13th century, but has a tower of much earlier date. This is circular and massively built. Curiously, it cannot be entered except by a ladder from the inside of the church, and seems to have been intended as a peel or tower of refuge. With its importance as an outpost gone, Farquhar sank out of the mainstream of events and led a peaceful rural existence for the next few centuries. A scattered community of hill farmers grew barley and oats, but emphasis was, and still is, largely on cattle and sheep. The Sodor Black Pole is a hardy, dual-purpose breed, producing good mutton and also quality fleeces. Quality fleeces, which formerly spun and woven at home, are now woven into fine cloth at the Ulfsted Woolen Mills. This is my first time reading this. In former days, farmers only kept enough cows to supply their own and local needs, but with the coming of the railway, larger herds have become profitable, the milk being dispatched twice daily to the dairy at Elsbridge. Mechanization has been slow to take hold, but is nevertheless here to stay. A visitor to Thomas Cousins' workshop will see implements of incredible antiquity in for repair, standing, as it were, side by side, with the latest from Macy Ferguson or Fordson. Thomas Cousins began as the village blacksmith. Now, under his son and grandson, the firm are agricultural engineers to a wide district. It is their boast that they can supply and repair any equipment needed on any farm. They'll even undertake to devise one-off implements needed for awkward or peculiar situations. Yeah, goes on for... Actually, yeah, we'll finish this one page. It is impossible to be in Farquhar or anywhere else in West Sodor without being reminded of Felgood's famous Farquhar ales. It was in the 1850s that Josiah Felgood set up his brewery, most of which still remains. It is now in the hands of his great-grandson, German. Visitors are welcomed, and though Felgoods have breweries elsewhere, any real ale expert can always tell a Farquhar brew from that of anywhere else. The Hackenbeck water, they say, makes all the difference. Try it for yourself at the brewery, the Three Beetles at Hackenbeck, or better still, at the Toby in Farquhar. The Toby was originally the Toby Jug, but the landlord was so delighted when Toby came and put an officious police constable in his place that he had Toby's picture painted on his signboard instead of the jug. These young policemen perhaps hoped to gain promotion as a reputation for zeal by enforcing laws that were out of date, and which had been quietly forgotten. He drove Farquhar innkeepers nearly crazy with his obscure points in the licensing laws, and scored a success against Thomas when one Sunday morning he prowled outside the church, taking the numbers of the cars he saw there. He found too late that he had booked not only the vicar, but John Corey, the chairman of the local bench of magistrates, as well as his own sergeant. That was the outside of enough. That's not a phrase I'm familiar with. An English phrase, and a mid-20th century English phrase at that. The criminals were fined 1.5 ducat each, and was speedily transferred elsewhere amid general rejoicing. Yeah, a half ducat, I believe that currency is. That's definitely a denomination of the pound. It is no longer in use in the United Kingdom. So thank you, Kalakaboy, for redeeming your premium token of that weird currency that I guess I'm supposed to be mining. I don't really care. I just know I get to stream to you guys, which is what really matters. For anyone interested in what the heck's going on with my channel points, you can look into it there. But for now, we are going to head back into Mount Moon and fight our way through the rest of Mount Moon. You know, it's kind of funny that I happened to read some lore about Toby. And yes, the reference to Toby and Thomas briefly, that was the only actual elements of that lore that had to do with the actual Thomas the Tank Engine stories. But I've had Ertl Mavis, the diesel tram locomotive, for since about 2020. I, only a week ago, finally added the Ertl die-cast 1990s model of Toby to my collection. And now that I have Toby, of course, now I need a couple of Henriettas, because what good is a Wisbech Upwell tramway steam tram locomotive if I don't have a couple of tram cars to go with it? So I need a couple of Henriettas now. I know in the books and in the series... hey! Nice! Another Paris. Let's try this again. Toby just has his one coach, Henrietta, and later on he picks up Victoria, the Furness Railway coach. But as far as proper tramway equipment goes, I want a couple of Henriettas to complete the look. I think that'll do it. And the cool thing is that the Toby model only has a face on one end. So when that combined with two Henriettas, if I put Toby's the end with the face facing the coaches, and Henrietta does not have a coach in the Railway series except for in the final illustration of one of the final books. So hold on. Okay, hopefully we don't knock him out in one hit this time. Clarabelle. Thomas's coaches are Annie and Clarabelle. Toby's tram coach is Henrietta, who in the illustrations and in the show until later on was not depicted as having a face. Even though they are depicted as being sapient and alive, they're just not depicted as having a face because it's kind of tricky to find a place to draw the face on the character. So let's throw our last Pokeball. Hopefully, come on. Come on. Oh, no! It was so close. Alright. Might as well go for the XP now, because we have no more Pokeballs. You know what? I know what I want to do. No, I don't. Do I? I'm trying to decide what I want to do for my next, potential movie nights. I know a certain videotape recorded on Thanksgiving. Hey, Clefairy. I definitely can't catch it, so... Yeah, a certain VHS tape recorded on Thanksgiving Day of 1993, which I would have to delete the VOD of immediately after the stream. I couldn't even risk leaving the VOD up like I did for the Watership Downstream. It would be a VOD that would live only as a memory. Absolutely. But I would be more than Alright, we are officially entering uncharted territory of this cave. Oh boy, we're gonna be going through a lot of this. Yeah, I love all the excitement. Go, Beedrill! And got away safely. It's like, oh no, I've been captured, or a Pokemon is gonna get me, and then it's like, okay, yeah, I just ran away. After all the rigmarole of, Okay, we're near the end. I'm sure we're near the end. But I gotta explore every corner. Because if I see something, like from my... Can I poison? Yeah, you might... Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're getting out of here. Yeah, if there was an item up there, it would have taken me longer to walk back and around. I love, like, Geodude's, like, the way he's, like, it looks like he's hitchhiking. You're telling you, get out of here. Like, oh, wait, I need to... I just wanted to check and see. Yeah, Clefairy, I don't have any Pokeballs, so forget it. We had our one chance to catch a Paris, and that didn't go well. You know, it's kind of funny. Now I'm thinking back to my Thomas Wooden Railway, my Brio toys. I didn't have Annie and Clarabelle. I had Thomas. You know what? I'm thinking back. I just realized for the first time my parents might have not have noticed the difference. My parents did not get me Annie and Clarabelle. They got me Annie and Henrietta. And I mean, Henrietta is a stock that would have been used on the Farquhar branch line that we just read about. All right, let's save. We're already 7 hours into this. Yeah. Little kids should leave grown-ups alone. Okay, let's fight him. Rocket wants to fight. Rocket send out Raticate. Of course, starting out with... Man, these Oh, doggone! Oh my goodness. Ugh. Okay. And now I'm gonna have to go through the entire rest of... Yeah, that is so annoying. Like, I'm gonna have to go through the entire rest of... Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through the entire rest of... Ooh! Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through the entire rest of this cave without being able to level up our Beedrill. Because I don't have any... There's not even... Even if I had money for... Yeah, even if I had money for Repel... I mean, for... Yeah, even if I had money for... Revives, that's what I'm thinking of, Revive. Even if I had money for that, I don't think you could even buy them in Pewter City if I were to go back there. I don't think you could buy Revives till almost halfway through the game, if I remember correctly. Man, this thing is ferocious. I'm gonna try putting it to... No, actually, no, that was... I forgot it was already paralyzed. Yeah, I keep using those status moves. This... Okay, good. Fully paralyzed. That... You are ridiculously overpowered for this part of the game. Jigglypuff went to level 13, good. Okay, that was his only Pokemon. That makes it a little more reasonable. I'm steamed! Pokemon lived here long before people came. That was an interestingly philosophical comment for an evil organization member. This is so... This is... You know, I could reset. Nah, let's do this vaguely legit. Wait a second, I went the wrong way. Did I go the wrong way? Did I go the wrong way? No, I didn't see all this. I would have remembered a long passage like this. But then again, it wouldn't be legit. It wouldn't be legit Mount Moon unless I got a little actual genuinely lost. nice. I was crossing my fingers that's how it would go, but... yeah. Oh, and by the way, okay. Team Rocket will find the fossils, revive and sell them for cash. Oh, that's their plan, huh? Yeah, I like how he just casually... I like how casually he discusses the idea. Yeah, we're going to resurrect a fossil of an extinct creature. Yeah. Good. And he used the status move back at me. And I think it's time to swap out for Nidoran. And... oh. Hopefully you could... let's try one attack. Ooh! Okay, that was pretty good. Try to use Tail Whip again. Yeah, now's not the time. And knockout. Yeah, let's send Pikachu back out. We should. Well, potentially. Oh, come on. 5 damage. 5 damage. Oh, yes! Okay, good. We're good. We're good. Hmm. 1 HP left. Yeah, let's send out Charmander. Hey, nice. Okay, so his Supersonic didn't... if that hit, we would have gotten confused. Which, or Charmander specifically would have gotten confused, which means that every turn there's like, I think, a 50% chance of them hurting themselves instead of the enemy. Until the confusion wears off. Hey. Nice, Pikachu leveled up. Now I'm mad. Got 390 for winning. You made me mad. Team Rocket will blacklist you. Alright. What do I want to do? I want to... yeah, let's save. Let's go ahead and save. Hey, Geodude. Now, I'm just taking a peek off screen. I'm just taking a look at... Alright, just want to take a look at the player's guide, see, I'm going to go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't feel like doing all this. So let's check this out. Hey, stop! I found these fossils. They're both mine. I forgot you had to actually battle this guy. I forgot you actually had to battle this guy. And you got some new Pokemon, Grimer, a toxic waste sludge Pokemon. Yeah, I am very glad I did not have... yeah, Horn Attack is like a sort of a distinctly Nidoran type move, but... alright. There we go. Alright, so that's the move that got disabled, so... yeah, this should do it. Oh, not quite, almost. Nice, nice. Okay, good. Super Nervous about to use Voltorb Bolt. Age change Pokemon. Actually, no, we'll stick with that. Okay, that's still disabled. We'll lower their defense a bit. Yeah, okay, I forgot. I put my potions way down there. Screech is for defense, right? Okay, I remember some of these. Okay. He attacks me. Oh, that's a critical hit. So I'm really not worried about his normal hits, but unless he... so we lowered their defense twice. Alright. Ooh! If this attack gets... okay, good. We made it! If the damage dealing attack got in first, we would have lost that fight. Still would have won the battle. I have enough Pokemon to, I'll send out Pikachu. Yeah, okay, got the paralysis in. Please be fully... okay, this is gonna knock them out, sadly. Sorry, Pikachu. Yeah, they already have a status move, so I'm just gonna hope that some of their attacks don't get through because they're due to the paralysis. And... just a couple more turns. We've got this battle at this point. I'm not worried. Oh, but Jigglypuff got poisoned. Okay. We'll heal the poison after the battle. Actually? Okay, got him a free turn because of that, enemy coughing fainted. Cool. We won. Okay, I'll share. H got 300 for winning. Let's save. We'll each take one. No being greedy. How did... there's like a massive criminal organization raiding the cave for fossils. But these two are just sitting out in plain sight. And this random nerd is claiming them. Do you want the dome fossil? No, I want the helix fossil. I'd rather have the ammonite that you could restore from this. Alright then, this is mine. Far away on Cinnabar Island, there's a Pokémon lab. They do research on regenerating fossils. We'll let that Pokémon faint, actually. I think it's a Jigglypuff. Hey there, Bill, I see you in chat. We're nearly out of Mount Moon. And, So what's going on right now, one of my viewers, who I know had some issues being able to see the screen properly when I had the Game Boy green screen mode on, got some new glasses and they could see it fine now. So I'm leaving it like this for future. I'm going to set up some channel point redemptions so that my chatters can vote back and forth maybe and change which style they want it in. Can't escape, huh? There's no way we're getting that 3 times. Okay, good. I thought, I'm like, there's no way we're... Oh my goodness. We're so close to the end, I think. Yeah, when you get the fossil, you're right at the end. Bill Preston saying they only played this on the Game Boy Color, so you got to play it... You had the option to play it like this, but it probably... the default is to play in these sort of slightly tinted modes that aren't really very effective at anything. But, I played it like this my first time around. When I would later play it on Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance, I would use the, I think it was down in B, the mode that would make it actually simulate a black and white Game Boy properly. Yeah. Alright, let's get out of here. We're so close. Hey! We made it! We made it! And I do believe, I'm very sure, that I did make it this far my first day through. Getting out the other end of this cave was about where, and I think I made it into Cerulean City proper. Road 4 is Mount Moon. Yeah, down B was down B was inverse color. I played that sometimes cool just because it looked cool. I don't have, so... Yeah, are Jigglypuff's going to faint, I believe? Yeah, Jigglypuff's poison. I'm not using an antidote now. And there's no, like, friendliness factor. Now, what is this here for? There's gotta be some item over here. I don't remember there being an item there, but I just feel like, why would you put this here? Now, yeah, every several steps their HP is going to drop a little bit more until they faint. All these big open areas like make me so suspicious that there's like a hidden item there. Okay. Hey, an item. Hey, TMO4. What is TMO4? Let's see. The TMs let you teach moves to Pokemon. Let's see what this one does. They're all single use. So, booted up a TM. It contained Whirlwind. Teach Whirlwind to a Pokemon. I think Spearow can learn that, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so I need to enter... So I can go here. Alright. So once I jump over this ledge right here, I'm going to be trapped. I won't be able to go back to Pewter City. Yeah, this is a one-way leap right there. What I want to look at now, we're going to look at our player's guide. Yeah, that's the Nintendo Power we'll be going. So, yeah, I remember that was a one-way jump, but no going back. Once you jump over this hedge, you'll be stuck in Cerulean City. If you need to train your Pokemon further before facing Misty, there's a field outside the city you can reach. This field is home to several species of wild Pokemon. So, Ekans. Ekans is a silent but deadly predator. I believe you can get Ekans in... Oh. So you have an opportunity on this route to catch Ekans. I don't have any Pokeballs, so if I... Yeah, I'll have to... If this is my only chance for a while to catch Ekans, I won't be able to start now. And in blue version, you can get Sandshrew. Yeah, so no trainers on this route. But according to Encyclopedia Pokemonia, The heaviest Pokemon on average are Golem, Gyarados, and Snorlax. Because of the great mass and strength, these Pokemon prove difficult to capture. Even if a trainer succeeds in draining most of a Snorlax's energy, for example, a normal Pokeball may not be up to holding it securely. It's wise to use Great Balls or Ultra Balls when trying to catch these heavyweights. Yeah, actual moves in terms of strategy, you know, of how heavy a Pokemon is, hasn't really come into play yet. But let's check out... Yeah, so... You know what? I feel like these Pokemon... Yeah, these Pokemon powers issues are so rapidly outpacing the rate at which we're progressing through the game that I'm actually going to save them for a little later. Now, this is a Nintendo power I don't think I had at the time, but I picked it up from a thrift shop about a decade ago. A little more than a decade ago. It's definitely one I own. And I got rid of most of my... I had to make this decision to get rid of most of my my game magazines back when I initially moved out of my parents' house. You know, and I'm glad I regretted doing so. I saved a handful of my favorites. You know, about a couple dozen of my favorites, but I had hundreds. Mostly Nintendo Power and Electronic Gaming Monthly, but a few others. And a lot of the more memorable issues I now have digital copies of, thanks to archive.org, but our cover story, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Most of the Ocarina of Time coverage we're just going to skip over for now, but this is definitely, this issue and the several before this, definitely are ones that we'll be going back to when the time comes to play Ocarina of Time. Now, Bill Preston saying all their holo cards. Bill Preston saying, speaking of parents' houses, they found a binder of their old Pokemon cards in the garage. All their holos were missing, including the first edition. Oh man, oh that stinks. You lost your first edition Blastoise and Charizard. Their brother must have sold them. I'm sorry to hear that. I know a lot of people, parents will get rid of the whole binder, but I'm not sure. I'm passively collecting, like I buy 1 or 2 a month packs of Pokemon cards, and I have been, for a couple of years, I have not been putting them in the binders I have for them. My dream is to have one of each Pokemon card, but right now, the way Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are approaching this lawsuit against Pocket Pair over Pal World, I am not especially eager to spend money. And I'm going to say this. I feel very confident in saying, and Bill Preston said they still have a slightly rare card and a Shadowless Pikachu. Okay, a Shadowless Raichu, excuse me. If Nintendo and Pokemon Company, if Nintendo wins their patent lawsuit against Pocket Pair over Pal World, I will seriously consider not buying the next Nintendo console. Because the way Nintendo is approaching this lawsuit with Pocket Pair is incredibly nasty, incredibly corrosive to the gaming industry. And if Nintendo just filed a copyright lawsuit or a trademark lawsuit, I would not be saying that. I'd be like, hey, Pocket Pair knows that they are flirting with the absolute razor's edge of what they can get away with in terms of copying Pokemon creature designs. Nintendo, I think, honestly had potentially a slam dunk case for trademark infringement or copyright infringement. Instead, Nintendo makes this bizarre imperialistic power grab where they file patents in response to the success of Pal World for things that had been in games for decades earlier, and many, including games on Nintendo's own systems. And Nintendo's basically trying to trademark trying to patent the concept of summoning creatures into games. It's really not acceptable. But anyway, don't hold on. I just laughed a bit. In a way that made me cough unexpectedly. Ye snooze, ye lose. Don't blow thy only chance for a limited edition gold cartridge. I did not have a gold cartridge. I did get this for Christmas in 1998. Christmas 98. Zelda Ocarina of Time was the game I got for Christmas, and as well as Parasite Eve. Don't blow thy only chance for unlimited edition gold cartridge. Get thee to our participating retailer starting on October 24th, 98. Reserve thyself a copy while supplies last, and rejoice and be glad. Oh, and there we go. There we go. We've got it. The game we were just playing. Presenting Pokemon for Game Boy. To become a Pokemon Master Trainer, capture all 150 of them. It won't be easy. To train them, you have to capture them. To capture them, you have to fight them. To fight them, you need to find them. But they're waiting for you now on 2 Game Boy cartridges, one red and one blue. Here's a tip. Use your Game Boy link cable to hook up with a friend and become a Master Trainer. Good luck. Yeah, this is one of the very, very, very few times that Nintendo of the 80s and 90s used an official advertising material. Used the word cartridge to describe the physical game media of their game systems. Instead of the word cartridge, they would always use the term game pack. Now, Bill Preston in chat is saying they can't think of a Game Boy game that got as much coverage or an advertisement as Pokemon. I wonder if it got that much coverage in Japan. Well, I know Nintendo helped fund Game Freak in producing the game. And yeah, this is the beginning of us seeing actual paid advertisements in Nintendo ads. So we've got our sort of medieval stained glass looking styling here. Oh, here we go. Unplugging the Super NES power charts. In response to your question on whether or not you should retire the Super NES charts, I say no. I've been waiting for years for the release of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, not only because I'm a Zelda fanatic, because I also really want to see Zelda sweep the power charts for all categories. If you take the Super NES charts out now, Nintendo Power readers won't get to witness this rare event. Zelda must claim its title as the most popular game ever for all systems. And then they're saying, as long as the Super NES is out there, you should keep a category for it on the power charts. I know you have to keep up with the times, but it's not fair that the N64 gets all the credit. Until the N64 came along, we were all satisfied with the Super NES. Now everyone wants its graphics. Somehow that doesn't seem right. Yeah, so we've just got some varying opinions on yeah. So we've got yeah, I'm just looking at for anything. Now this is going to be an interesting one here. Putting the video in video games. My friends say that the other systems are better than the N64 because they can't display cool video cutscenes. I don't have any doubt N64 is the best system out there. I wonder why Nintendo does not pull full motion videos in its games. Is it because of space? And Nintendo replies, FMV scenes are no stranger to Nintendo 64 games. Just look at the intro and 2 finales in Banjo-Kazooie, or the multiple endings in Mortal Kombat 4. Lack of this is propaganda. This is propaganda right here. Lack of memory is hardly an issue, considering The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time features around an hour's worth of FMV cutscenes, while never skipping on the detailed graphics or its abundance of sprawling games. Now, Nintendo is so that William Limon here is saying that no, their friends who have PlayStation Center and are making fun of Nintendo 64 because the CD-based systems have lots of video, full motion video cutscenes, and Nintendo Power replies, you know, FMV scenes are no stranger to N64 games. Yeah, and Bill Preston in chat is backing me up here. I don't think they know what FMV cutscene means. Oh, you're being a little charitable, Bill. I think they know exactly what they mean by FMV cutscene, and instead of yeah, full motion video is a cutscene that is stored as a video file within the game, and because it's a video file that's pre-rendered, it could be of much higher quality than what the actual real-time gameplay graphics the console can produce. Final Fantasy VII, for instance, for key story moments, would switch from the in-game polygonal and pre-rendered 2D backdrops to fully 3D movie video cutscenes for key story moments. They're really impressive, and I remember thinking, wow, imagine someday when we're up to PlayStation 2 or 3, the graphics within the game itself will actually look this good. And Yeah, really not until arguably PlayStation 3 were the actual in-game gameplay graphics able to get as good as the FMV cutscenes of PlayStation 1 games. But the funny thing is, the reason PlayStation had those cutscenes and Nintendo 64 didn't is because PlayStation used CDs to store for its games, and CDs had a lot more space, so you could put large high-resolution video files in your games easier. Nintendo 64 used cartridges, which had faster load times, but they had far limited. They had extremely limited space compared to CDs. Now, Bill in chat is saying that as a kid, they never thought graphics could possibly get as good as the cutscenes in FF8. Now, I never actually played FF8. I played the demo once, and they thought, this is it, can't possibly get any better. Yeah, as amazing as in-game graphics are now, I do miss the days when each time a new console generation would come out, the graphics would each, from Super NES, Genesis to PlayStation, Saturn, N64, from N64, PlayStation, Saturn to PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox, from Xbox, GameCube, and PS2 to like the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, not the Wii so much because it was still a standard definition system. But each generation you have a big revolution in terms of what can be done just in terms of graphics alone, and now that's not really the case. You just have better lighting, more consistent frame rates, higher resolutions. But and it's funny when you compare Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda for N64 doesn't have full motion video, but Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation does. On the other hand, the actual in-game gameplay graphics, you could be argued easily to be far less impressive on Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation as compared to Ocarina of Time on Nintendo 64, where you have for the most part, fully polygonal environments and much more human-like character models. And meanwhile, on the PlayStation, your battle scenes had more detailed character models and monster models, but the in-game world map gameplay arguably far less impressive than Final Fantasy VII as compared to Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, which is the comparison that would have really was being made on the internet message boards that I was on at that time, and on the school buses and on the playgrounds and the lunchrooms. And meanwhile, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time did not have full motion video, which could be more impressive than what an N64 could do in terms of the actual gameplay graphics, but for those cutscenes to play out and to look better than the in-game graphics for a lot of PlayStation games and be rendered in real time and have full continuity between the graphics of the cutscenes and the graphics of the actual games. It was an interesting talking point I really didn't think of much at the time. Now, Bill in chat is saying that it's sad that these days, isn't it? Kids growing up don't get to experience the constant improvement of games and tech. Yeah, and it's kind of the main reason I'm interested in the new Switch and the Switch successor is the fact that we'll see Nintendo getting their hands on more and more powerful hardware. This is going to be the first time that Nintendo's potentially going to have what I'd consider truly more high-performance hardware. Whereas, Wii was their first HD system, and Switch was marginally more powerful. So we've got our games going on. What games we've got here? I've got what is this? Beetle Adventure Racing? Is this Beetle Adventure Racing? What is this? What is... Oh, this is just an ad for... Oh, okay, I see what this is. Seats 4, 1988 Volkswagen New Beetle. Eats 400, now that's a bug that's taking the world by storm. Yeah, I was very confused. I'm like, why is there an ad for the Volkswagen New Beetle in this? Okay, now, so we've got some coverage, some walkthrough coverage of Ocarina of Time. We'll just, we won't dwell on this, but, yeah, the nightmare continues on Nintendo 64. Nightmare Creatures. Yeah, what an appropriately titled game with that thing looming in the ad. So Glover, which is, I believe, is available on Nintendo Switch Online? Or am I tripping? I know it's definitely been re-released through Limited Run Games, I think. So Banjo-Kazooie. Now, Clackaboy is saying that Dragon Quest III, the HD 2D remake was just released. They'll be gifting it to themselves for Christmas Day. Okay, cool. I know there's some controversy about some censored endgame sprites and some censored and altered Akira Toriyama artwork. I was already, coincidental to that, I was already leaning more towards playing the original versions of those games, the NES versions, just because I'm more interested in the historical aspect to those games. So even if, playing it, through some official emulated version or another, I would be, or maybe even a fan translation if necessary. When talking about specifically about the original Dragon Quest, I would in fact be playing, I would maybe avail myself of some of the emulator features, but I'd be more interested in playing the original version of the game anyway, because I'm more interested in the historical version of the game. So the censorship just is coincidental to me just not being interested anyway. And I know with those kinds of changes to games, people can get really extreme about it, where it's like, oh, if you aren't angry about the censorship or the altering of the game to reflect, whatever sensibilities they want to try to appease, then if you disapprove of that, then you are like a hate group member or something crazy or something wild like that. And then it's like, oh, well, if you aren't angry, then you're like, a radical censorship, crusader or something. People just take such angry, vitriolic opinions over this, and it's like, if all my video games vanished, I'd still be plenty entertained, whereas people get so bent up over this, where it's like their actual identity and lifestyle is like, now, Milo's Astrolanes, I was always interested in the idea of this evil alien guy on a flying saucer. I never rented this game. No, if I rented this game, I rented it once and never again. For some reason, I feel like I have more memories of playing the demo for Bunswick Bowling on PlayStation. I have more memories of that than this. Got Ed. So we've got some coverage of the Game Boy Color. Yeah, and that's a very easy thing to forget. Nintendo, in hindsight, Nintendo deals with Game Boy and Game Boy Color as a single platform. They treat Game Boy Color as the Nintendo DSi was to the DS, as the new Nintendo 3DS was to the 3DS. But at the time, Nintendo really did treat the launch of Game Boy Color with all the circumstance of a next-generation handheld launch. Now, Bill Preston in chat saying that Milo bowling game looks like kind of, they're out of the game I want to rent. I guess I'll try this instead. And and if I did rent that, I'm sure that's exactly the context in which I did rent it. Now, dedicated. Yeah, so you got. Yeah, so Link's Awakening DX, one of the. Here we go. Here's all the codes. So I'd use left and B. I'd use left and B to put it all in gray by the time I was using this for Game Boy Advance. So here's Pokemon, for example. Whoops. Yeah, so James Bond 007, they marked correctly. Tetris Attack. This is not Tetris Attack. This is Bust-A-Move. And this is not Tetris Attack here. This is not Bust-A-Move 2. This is Pokemon. So. Yeah, here's the infamous Superman 64. One of the... a game they intended to be much more ambitious, but they ran out of time, and some of the rights holders were concerned it was too violent. Now, funny thing, right now, I happen to have I didn't know there was a Legend of Zelda. Huh. Now, this does not say Zelda Ocarina of Time. This says Zelda 64. A Zelda 64 pocket watch to buy when you buy a system. Now, here's the Pokemon Pikachu. Raise, train, and trade your own collection of characters. That's not what Pokemon Pikachu is. It's really just a pedometer with some slight interactive elements. Even though the Pokemon Pikachu, which I'm holding in my hand right now, you can't see it because I'm keeping my hand below the desk. Now, Bill Preston's saying they thought pocket watches were the coolest thing ever in middle school. They asked one for Christmas and got one. I knew someone in college who had a pocket watch. In college, I had a dollar store wristwatch that I got from Dollar Tree, and I wore that thing for almost a year. I was really fixated with getting all the utility I could out of this dollar store wristwatch. I would glue it back together. I'd do everything I could to keep that thing in service. Hey, Bill's saying they could have asked for anything, and they asked for a pocket watch? My brother had a pocket watch. I thought it was pretty cool. Chain and all. That's pretty dope, actually. And honestly, and I do find myself in some places I go where you can't have a phone with you at all times, where my wristwatch comes in handy. So, Quest 64, tips for that. Castlevania Legends. Yeah, look at all these games. Quest for Camelot, Zelda Link's Awakening, South Park Spawn. And we got Extreme G here. And an ad for South Park 64. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time gets a 9.5. Wow. If Nintendo's own official magazine did not give Zelda a 10, Zelda Ocarina of Time a 10. That's incredible. If Ocarina of Time cannot get a 10 in Nintendo Power, what does it take? Wow, Game Boy Color got an 8. Nintendo Portable Video Game System. Infrared Link Port plays Game Boy Black and White. Optimized games are bright and colorful, while traditional Game Boy games have a whole new look. Nintendo's engineers created a dream come true with the system. It's almost the small and lightest Game Boy Pocket, draws power just as efficiently, has an infrared game link port. The screen's sharper, everything's in color, it has more video and work RAM, which was in faster custom games with more elaborate graphics. And launched at $79.95, $80. Yeah. So, oh, okay. Now this is, hold on. I want to zoom in a bit. This will be interesting. So, Fighting Force 64, Dual Heroes. There's Game Boy Color, that's right. Wow! Wow! Oh my goodness. That surprised me so much I clicked off of the thing. I did not expect to see a Super Nintendo review. A Super Nintendo review. What? And it's funny because this is around the time I was, like, between 96 and 97, this is around the time I'm getting interested in gaming history, wants to learn about the history of games, writing, using my mom's typewriter to write about early game history from what few sources were available in my pre-internet life about early video games, talking to older adults about the games they used to play in the arcades. And so the only version of Frogger I ever played was the one that came out on PlayStation, and I kept replaying the first stage of that over and over. And as I was saying, that's a badass choice at a young age, Bill Preston. I agree. That's a very refined choice for a person of a younger person in the 90s. Now, play control, jumping is precise. Hit detection is a little unforgiving. When jumping to a target, you better be square on or you get splattered. Yeah, so this is actually the Super NES version that gets a 6 in Nintendo, but the Super Nintendo version of Frogger would have been much more up my alley than the PlayStation version. Now check this out. Nintendo expands N64 horizons for graphics, sound, and gameplay. Have you wondered about that little cover that says memory expansion on top of the N64? Well, wonder no more. This fall, Nintendo is introducing the expansion pack, a 4 megabyte RAM expander that slips into the memory expansion slot and doubles the N64's system RAM. Any computer tech can tell you the best way to boost the power of a computer system is to add RAM, the random access memory in the computer that's used to hold bits of information while a program is being executed. Not only so what does the extra RAM mean for games on the N64? The extra RAM of the expansion pack can give programmers the system memory to add enhanced graphics and other capabilities. You won't see any performance improvements on existing N64 games, but for future games, the expansion pack will be the door to incredible enhancements. In Turok 2, for example, you can play the game in stunning high-res 640 by 480 resolution. Wow. If the expansion pack is plugged in. Rogue Squadron also makes use of the expansion pack of just $30, so it makes an exceptional value. Boost the N64 into the next generation of video games for less than the price of a single game. We expect that within the next year, support for expansion pack will become as common for N64 as support for the Rumble pack is today, which did become pretty much true. This is the Nintendo 64 expansion pack made certain games like Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Now, check this out. Is your system shot? It's fast, it's easy, it's cheap. So you could get your NES, Super NES, N64, or Game Boy fixed at this point. Now, I got my NES. Actually, this was the year. This is 98. Earlier in this year is when I got an NES out of my neighbor's garbage when they were moving away. They threw out their NES. I got out their garbage and they said I could have it. My parents did not let me have it. I had to give it to another neighbor, and I did not get. And they gave it back to me in 2001, when I coincidentally had by then my parents let me buy an N64, buy an NES from Surf Avenue on a thrift shop, and that's the end of the magazine. So hey, how about this? What I'm gonna do? Yeah, I know what I'll do. I'm going to... Hold on, let's see what we've got here. I don't know why I have to keep adding the music back into the... I don't know why I have to keep adding the music back into this playlist. But I'm not starting the break. I'm going to keep talking to you while I add... I don't know why. I've never had this problem before. I keep having to manually add the playlist with all my Pokemon music into... Actually, no. What I'm going to do... it's kind of funny, like, spending all this time for something that I'm just going to cut out of the VOD on YouTube. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to unmute. There we go. Yeah, I'll just unmute my general use playlist, is what I'll do. Instead of having the Pokemon specific one. And I keep forgetting to sort of try to troubleshoot, figure out what's going on with that off screen. Or off stream, rather. But I will be back in 10 minutes. And I'd say we'll probably play 30 minutes. We'll be back in 10 minutes. We'll play 40 minutes to an hour more of Pokemon. And I'll call it a stream. Yeah, I intentionally stopped the music, but I didn't think it would actually stop exactly when the song ended. But in my broadcast software, I don't see any indication that I actually did. Alright. Well, it stopped. I don't hear the music anymore, so I'm going to reason that it actually is stopped. If it didn't... Okay, I see the icon now. We're good. Alright, we're good. Hey everyone, it's time to get back into the game. I quit out of the game specifically so that we wouldn't have problems where I really wanted my actual gameplay to be... I could have left the game on, but while we're reading Nintendo Power, but that would have increased my playtime significantly, my in-game timer. And I would rather... Alright, so once we hop over this ledge, let's take a look at our Pokemon team. We are pretty, we've taken quite the beating, only to end up... Yeah, we are officially trapped. We are officially trapped in the cerulean side of Mount Moon. We cannot go back to Peter... It is physically impossible for us to go back to Mount Moon right now. Hey, and here we are in our third town. Let's take a look at the town map. So we're on the northernmost town of the Kanto region. Not that it was called that in the game at this point. So we started, if you're following the little cursor, we started here at Pallet Town, and we went up north to Pewter City. Then we went through the Mount Moon Cave, and we're up here in Cerulean City now, where the gym leader Misty, number 2 on our little rogues gallery. They aren't rogues though, they are upstanding societal doyens, I guess you could say. That are they're sincerely respected in their communities, but to us they are just a list of targets. So let's check out this house. I forgot a lot of the... I know one of the houses in particular, but let's see what the people have to say. No, so this sprite looks like an older woman. My husband likes trading Pokemon. If you're a collector, would you please trade with him? Let's see what Pokemon he wants to trade for. Hello there, do you want to trade your Poliwhirl for Jinx? No, we don't have one. Well, if you don't want to... Now, what's very clever, there are some in-game trades that you could engage in, where you talk to a character, and it'll trade with them like you're trading with another player. And it's a good way to advertise some of the social aspects that Pokemon has to offer. Now, let's see what you have to say. I forgot what you have to say. I want a bright red bicycle. I'll keep it at home so it won't get dirty. Yeah, I wonder if that's supposed to be ironic in any sense, like, oh, you're just going to keep it home and never actually ride it. Grass and caves handled easily. Bike shop. Yeah, these unique bicycle sprites here. These bikes are cool, but they're way expensive. Let's see what you have to say. A plain city bike is good enough for me. You can't put a shopping basket on an MTB. Is that a mountain... MTB. Is that a mountain bike? I want to just search this... What is it? What is an MTB bike? Mountain bike. Okay, MTB is short for mountain bike. Okay. Alright. Yeah, you can put a basket on a mountain bike, it'll look silly. This guy here is unique, this guy with the sunglasses. Hey, welcome to our bike shop. We've got just the bike for you. Yeah, that's more money than you are physically capable of having in the game. Come back again sometime. Yeah, that is an literally impossibly large amount of money. Trainer tips. Pressing B button during evolution cancels the whole process. Yeah, so that bush can be cut down by a Pokemon move later on. Let's see here. Okay, Slowbro, use Sonic Boom. Come on, Slowbro, pay attention. Slowbro took a snooze. Slowbro turned away. Slowbro turned away. Slowbro turned away. Eventually it says, Slowbro ignored orders. You know, Cloudboy in chat is saying Sonic the Hedgehog 3 comes out... Oh, wow, it comes out December 20th. Will I see it opening weekend? Yeah, I will... I'll probably see... I'll see it, not opening weekend. Hi there, may I help you? Let's buy... Got Pokeballs, potions... We have 1,300 Poke Yen. We could buy Pokeballs, we could buy potions. We could buy... Oh, we could buy Awakening. We can't buy Revive yet. Now we... Oh, yeah, now we could buy Repel, now that we're done with that cave area. So, Pokeball. Repel. Yeah. We didn't even go to the Let's talk to these NPCs. Use Repel to keep bugs and weak Pokemon away. Put your strongest Pokemon at the top of the list for best results. Have you seen any rare candy? It's supposed to make Pokemon go up one level. Yeah, I'm not in any real rush, but we can use Cerulean City. A mysterious blue aura surrounds it. Now, if you play this on Super Game Boy, on Super Nintendo, the city will actually be tinted blue. But, Cerulean City Pokemon Gym Leader Misty, the tomboyish mermaid. You're a trainer too? Collecting, fighting, it's a tough life. What does this say? Okay, yeah, that's the city about the town, the other sign is for the gym, okay. Into the Pokemon Center we go. Finally, we can, move Beedrill, you can move Spearow up here. Move Pikachu up here. Yeah, high likelihood of us steamrolling with using Pikachu, but Bill has lots of Pokemon. He collects rare ones, too. Let's see what this person says. That Bill. I heard that he'll do whatever it takes to get a rare Pokemon. The idea of Bill being like a collector, compulsive collector, is kind of not really much part of the lore in terms of... Yeah, he's not seen as a collector in the anime, he's more of a researcher. Have you heard about Bill? Everyone calls him a Pokemaniac. I think people are just jealous of Bill, though. Who wouldn't want to boast about their Pokemon? So, Clagaboy is saying they just saw a Beetlejuice and loved it. Hey, you know, for a sequel that's like closing in on 40 years in the making, I'm glad it turned out to your liking, Clagaboy. Welcome to our I saw the Beetlejuice animated series in the early 90s, but I did not watch the actual movie. I was in my college days. How I watched it is I borrowed the VHS tape from college and watched it on my VCR. That's how I watched Beetlejuice for the first time. Wowee, that was a long time ago. We heal your Pokemon back to perfect health. Yeah, it's funny. It's long enough ago that was like, well, above and beyond a decade ago. But even at the time, it was kind of like eccentric that I was actually borrowing from my college library's VHS collection. Alright. And it's funny, all those VHS tapes are probably just sitting, rotting away in the library there, because I understand they just closed the doors up to my college when I went out of business and just left everything where it was. So if any vandals want to come and grab a copy of Beetlejuice, you can go to my old college. I forgot this building. What's this? Pokemon badges are owned only by skilled trainers. I see you have at least one. Those badges have amazing secrets. Now then, which of the 8 badges should I tell you about? Yeah, so it tells you this stuff that it says in the manual about the benefits of holding each badge. So that's an interesting one. Yeah, the idea of badges actually granting trainers specific abilities or powers. Now this police officer is blocking the door. The people here were robbed. It's obvious that Team Rocket is behind this most heinous crime. Even our police force has trouble with the Rockets. Yeah, so this house here is the only way out of town, which is odd enough of a design for a town. Oh my goodness! I was not. I forgot about this. Yo, H, you're still struggling along back here? I'm doing great. I caught a bunch of strong and smart Pokemon. Here, let me see what you caught, H. Yeah, I forgot that, I'm very, very glad that I healed my Pokemon. Wait, did I heal my Pokemon? Okay, I did heal my Pokemon. Good, good. Okay. Yeah, that's not a... Oh my goodness, you are... I think you're a bit over-leveled, Gary. Yeah, I'm actually gonna reset. I'm actually gonna save Scum. I'm actually gonna save Scum. There we go. Yeah, I am way over-leveled, way under-leveled for that. But I bet that if I... Wait, actually, how did I leave? You have to leave through... So what's in this backyard? I may have to... I'm just warning y'all. Oh, there's just a backyard here for no real reason. I'm walking around mashing the A button. Oh my gosh! A rare candy, wow. I was expecting something. I didn't know it would be that. Okay. Yeah, that's the first time I successfully encountered a random item that was an invisible item. There's a dowsing rod type thing called the item finder that you can get later on. I'm gonna deposit this. Hold on. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna deposit this in the PC for now with the other rare candy. No, I don't want to deposit. I want to access my PC. I'm gonna put that rare candy. I'll put them both in there. Now, yeah, it is right now. Where's the item shop? It's down here, huh? Okay. Yeah, let's actually buy some potions. I think what I expect is that we'll be able to get a good amount of money from challenging the gym. $1,200 for all these potions. Yeah, might as well go all in on potions. And 1, 2, 3. I should have 5 in total if I counted correctly. Yes, I do. I did actually count correctly. I have 5 potions in total. And my strategy... Well, this is a good opportunity to level up our Beedrill and our Spearow, but Pikachu I expect will be the star of the show going into this gym. This is the first time I've, raised a Pikachu I caught in Viridian Forest and taken it to challenge the gym. This gym is a water type gym, so electric attacks are going to be especially effective. Against a lot of these. Yeah, this is definitely territory I did not get to on my first day. Yo, champion making, here's my advice. The leader Misty is a pro who uses water Pokemon. You could drain all their water with plant Pokemon, or zap them with electricity. So you can walk around to avoid this trainer here, but we want the experience. Splash! I'm first up, let's do it. Yeah, so, and thinking about a Beetlejuice sequel, I mean, there'd be a lot more. I don't know if the original Beetlejuice used any CGI for the special effects. How do the special effects for all the different, creatures and effects and the like, how does that hold up now that they're probably using a lot of CGI stuff, Clackaboy? Wow, alright, so we've already got... Yeah, they're already up to level 16, and I'm at level... Actually, I might. Yeah. I should have used Thunder Wave first. Okay, we might have to... If you could withstand this, Pikachu... You know what? I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna change my approach to that battle. Actually, I'm gonna change my approach to, I'm gonna definitely change my approach to that battle. I think I went in overconfident just because of the type advantage I planned to be. Okay. Alright. So Swimmer wants to fight. Swimmer sent out Horsey. Now Clackaboy is going to say... Clackaboy saying, I'll be delighted to know that Tim Burton wanted to do most of the effects the old school way. Practical effects for the new film. Great. Great. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad that they just... You know, I forgot Tim Burton was at the helm of this. It's Beetlejuice. Tim Burton, you know, yeah, of course he would use, like, practical effects. You know, so... Yeah, of course the mastermind behind Nightmare Before Christmas and Corpse Bride would want to use practical effects, okay? Now, send out Pikachu. We will immediately... Ouch. We will immediately... There we go. There we go. Oh, are you gonna... Please don't knock. Okay, good. We survived. We lived it. You're gonna have to use one of our potions already. Alright. That was a critical hit. And Azure is saying they're glad the oldie actors get another 15 minutes. Yeah, Michael Keaton. I was reading he was in that Spider-Man movie a few years ago. And I heard he's doing something Batman related again. Or maybe he already did it and I just wasn't paying attention. He's just doing whatever he wants. Alright, so Beedrill's leveled up. Yeah, Winona Ryder. Alright, thanks for holding on, Pikachu. Thanks. Okay. We appreciate your effort. Yeah, let's send out Nidoran. Okay, he's gonna use Withdraw to increase his defense. And... okay. I hope you can... okay, that was not... Alright. We're gonna be sharing this EXP amongst, a large... now by sending Spearow out, we're going to be sharing this EXP amongst a number of our team. Alright, critical hit. And... oh... doggone. Okay. Yeah, that seems about right. But, let's send out Pikachu. I mean, Jigglypuff. Yeah, with all with it keep raising... The way it keeps raising its defense, this is going to take a few turns, but every turn they're not dealing damage. Okay, that was a critical hit, so even a regular hit shouldn't be so bad. You just have to make it through one more turn. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, level 14. And knows disable. That can't be. Okay. So let's see what we've got. Pikachu's at level 12. I think I know how I'll use those rare candies. No, yeah, let's withdraw those rare candies. Let's draw them now. Yeah, we've got 2. I could have withdrew them both at the same time, actually. I didn't have to withdraw them individually. I could choose the quantity. But more important, we're going to go here. Alright, that went well. Thank you, your Pokemon are fighting fit. We hope to see you again soon. And so... Oh yeah, I forgot, you cannot use items from the Pokemon screen. You have to use them from the menu. It instantly goes to level 13 and 14. Alright, so we pumped up Pikachu a bit. That saved us probably about 20 minutes to a half hour of gameplay in terms of leveling up Pikachu against wild Pokemon, which are all we have available right now. Did I save? I've got to save the game twice. It's compulsive. All right. So let's hit the gym. You can't avoid this one. I'm more than good enough for you. Misty can wait. It's gonna be probably a beauty. Oh no, it's a junior trainer female wants to fight. Now, these junior trainer characters, you might tell by their clothing, that is not a school uniform. That is supposed to be a Japanese Girl Scouts uniform. And the character junior trainer male and female in Japan were actually specifically called Girl Scout and Boy Scout, but you know that's a trademark issue, and when bringing it to America, so they just named them junior trainer. Let them get a little... Yeah, paralyze them. Okay. So this might, since there's only one Pokemon on their team, that might be a little over-leveled. Oh, it's a critical hit. Okay. We've got this. We've definitely got this. Okay, just one more. Alright. Alright. You overwhelmed me! H got 380 for winning. You have to face other trainers to find out how good you really are. You know, for some reason, if you use the fishing rod, which you do not have yet, when you use the fishing pole in these statues, you get a, you can fish inside the statue for some reason. Alright. Now, I don't expect Misty to be a pushover, so, 12. So logically, I guess, yeah, 12. Pikachu's up to level 14 yet. So Pikachu is aside from Charmander and Jigglypuff, Pikachu is one of our strongest Pokemon right now. And we could expect Misty's... I think she has a Staryu and a Starmie? No, a Starmie and a Staryu and a Starmie. Yeah, that's it. I just know they both have Star in their names. I kind of forgot which was which for a second. I believe it's Staryu and Starmie in that order. The latter being the evolved stage of the former. Now, let's check out our money. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of money to buy potions, so let's see how we do. Hi, you're a new face. Trainers who want to turn pro have to have a policy about Pokémon. What's your approach when you catch Pokémon? My policy is an all-out offensive with water-type Pokémon. So an all-out offensive. So if they use any status moves, that means she's broken her own policy. Misty wants to fight. Misty sent Staryu. Okay, I thought Staryu was the first one. And then the more powerful... Actually, yeah, let's, Please survive? Okay, good. That's what I was hoping for. Okay. I've decided that using... Oh, wow. Okay, I was not expecting them to... I forgot Misty uses X-Defend. Yeah, X-Defend, it's an item that makes the defense go up. Yeah, so that's advanced tactics for the second gym leader. So, same. Nice, it hit. Okay, good. And while they are still asleep... Good, stay asleep. Oh, critical hit. Please stay asleep. One more turn. Good. Okay. Alright. Hey, Sphero went to level 12. Yeah, next comes your Starmie. Probably going to be over-leveled a bit since there's only a couple of... Alright, level 21. It's the first Pokemon over level 20 we fought. Yeah, but Jigglypuff has pretty decent defense, so... Misty uses X-Defend. Okay. So I don't get to choose... Doggone, I forgot whether or not you actually got to choose. I'm just using this to... This might one-hit KO. Doggone, again. Okay. This is not the ideal. I might one KO them again. Okay, doggone. Okay. Yeah, we're getting torn up pretty fast. Wow, one-hit KO. Gee whiz. Okay, we're losing. We're losing. Really? Beedrills. Are you kidding me? Wow. I did not expect that to work as well as it did. Okay. Wow, if I had revives, I'd have this in the bag. Alright. If I don't think Misty uses potions. Oh, by the way, I forgot to update my stream number. Not that it matters, and not that anyone would have noticed except for me. It's not the current stream number. Alright, that's game. And, I don't feel like losing half my money. And, yeah, it's scummy to reset, but that's how I played back in the day, so... So... I know I could buy at least one more potion. So I will. And by the way, I'm not gonna play... If I beat the gym or it reaches 8 o'clock, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. Oh, I could buy 2 more. No, not a Pokeball. I want to buy... Hey, at this... Well, with only... yeah, actually... Yeah. Alright, I see what I'm gonna do. Actually, I might as well save here, right in front of her. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My side hurts, and it's getting worse. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I see what I'm gonna do. Yeah, you have to have a policy. What's your policy? Mine's not offensive, even though I will be using some defensive items on the Pokemon. Yeah, using items mid-battle is something you never see in the anime. It's one of those things that makes a lot more sense as a game mechanic than an actual world-building part of how battles are conducted. Yeah, we're gonna immediately... Yeah, I know exactly what I want to do. Yeah. I'm gonna try something new here. Alright, so I'm gonna use that potion on Jigglypuff, who's already highlighted, which I appreciate a lot, but yeah, it took 2 potions. Please stay asleep. Okay, good. Yeah, each turn there's a certain percentage that they might fall back asleep. Hey, still asleep. Good. Okay. Still asleep. They didn't get a chance to use X Defend yet. Oh, a critical hit. And our attack got in. Wow. Okay. Okay, Spear's at level 12. So we're gonna use Charmander as a sort of a sacrifice. We're gonna use Charmander's turn out there. as a opportunity to... He's gonna get blasted out with one turn, probably. Okay, yeah, I thought so. And I believe it was... No. I was mistaken. I forgot which Pokemon had poison. I know Nidoran is part poison type, so I kind of just... Okay. If we survive this, I'll be shocked. Okay. We'll, hopefully... Please survive. Good. Okay. Alright. Now's our chance to, Okay, good. It's still asleep. Still asleep. Oh, really? That's as much damage as we're doing, huh? Come on. I'm just hoping it stays asleep for as long as possible. That's our main... Oh, this could actually happen. Okay. Whisper of a Dream. We just got luck. We got very lucky. We got very lucky in this battle. I did not plan to get as lucky as we did. Nice. Pikachu's at level 15. Jigglypuff grew to level 15. Misty. Wow, you're too much. Alright. You can have the Cascade Badge to show you beat me. H got 2,007. Nice. The Cascade Badge makes all Pokemon up to level 30 obey. That includes even outsiders. Those are Pokemon you trade for. There's more. You can now use Cut anytime. You can cut down small bushes to open new paths. You could also have my favorite TM. TM11 chooses Bubble Beam. Use it on an aquatic Pokemon. So I'm gonna wrap this up now. Plus, like the pain in my side is getting worse and worse. So it's just more like a stiffness, like I've been laying on it the wrong way or something like that. It's nothing like I'm concerned about for my health, but yeah. So Pikachu, Charmander. Wow, for the first time, I've got Pokemon actually ahead on the list to be leveled up ahead of... Yeah, ahead of Charmander. Usually Charmander's the overleveled one. There we go. Alright, let's heal up. We don't even have any water Pokemon, so we can put that TM back in its piece in the PC. Because we're not going to use it anytime soon. Alright, so when I said I would play until... Hold on. Let's deposit. Yeah, so I've got some... Hold on. I'll tell you this in a second. So we're going to put the TMs in there. No. We'll go on our shopping spree. That's me rushing in accidentally. And you know what? We could put the Helix Fossil in there too. We're not going to be using that till near the end of the game. That's for something special we don't have the ability to access yet. So we'll go ahead and save. And let's call it. Alright, so I'll be back on the 23rd. More Pokemon. I've got something special planned maybe on the Saturday the 29th, which will be the Saturday after this coming Saturday. But for now, I'm going to have a can of spaghetti. And I've never had spaghetti from a can before. And the funny thing is, recently I've rediscovered like Franco-American Campbell's like SpaghettiOs. You know, one of those junk food kind of things you have when you're a kid, you know, Saturday afternoon. You get in from riding your bike and playing with your friends. You make some spaghetti, right? But, I mean, SpaghettiOs. And recently I rediscovered SpaghettiOs. I'm like, I know this is not high quality food, but I like this more than I should. But the thing is, like, SpaghettiOs, like, O-shaped spaghetti is not something, like Bill Preston's saying, spaghetti in a can tastes like every other pasta in a can. And that's it should, because it's the exact same Campbell's spaghetti, it's the same Campbell's pasta, same Campbell's sauce that is in SpaghettiOs, which I like more than I should. And I had a couple of times for the first time in decades lately. But here's the thing, SpaghettiOs, like, the fact that it's O's, and I like, SpaghettiOs. I know it's like a trashy food. So but something about the thought of proper spaghetti, I think is I think of spaghetti as being much higher than SpaghettiOs. So even though I know it's going to be the same pasta and the same sauce, just in the form of noodles instead of like spaghetti noodles instead of little O's, makes me feel like it's going to be worse for some reason, even though that makes no sense. So, how about this? Hold on. Where's my button? Okay, I'm so annoyed that it does not instantly... Okay, there we go. So we're going to be raiding into Silverstone Kantar stream. They are someone I used to hang out with a lot at the Nintendo World store doing events in the New York City area, and they're doing a lot of history about the Nintendo DS. They're playing some DS launch games right now. So, and because Nintendo DS turns 16 in just 4 days, the DS turns 20. So, I'm sending you all to him. I'll see you next time, and thank you very much for watching. Okay, 6. Yeah, I keep saying that, and then I forget there's a secondary countdown. Alright, say hi to Silver for me. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in a week.